Today, I feel like we should just, skip the basics and just get into a cheat code or something.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Cheat code to everything.
You know what that means? When you hear that sound, that means the black market just opened.
Let's go.
So look, man, today in the black, well, first of all, welcome to the trap. Welcome to the black market.
Thank you for having me.
Man, this platform was created to highlight black people doing dope stuff, whatever it is. Black business, black entrepreneurs, black scientists, creative black people who are trying to do it independently, who are doing it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we need platforms like that that's gonna highlight us doing good sometimes.
It's only right.
And today, we got y'all in here, man. Chico.
Appreciate you for having us, man.
You feel me? I got all my side notes right here, man. First of all, we got Quay and Jehu right here. You know, they represent. He said, tell them where you from.
From the Washington metropolitan area, Northern Virginia, Maryland, the whole 495, so shout out to the DMV.
Yeah, I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Yeah.
Back home. Shout out to the homeland. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised.
Shout out to all our cousins over there won't even know yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Facts.
The year of return is coming soon, you know what I mean? So
That's what they waiting on?
I mean, nah, you don't gotta wait on nothing. It's
But
now.
I'm saying, you
The
said
time
the
is
year of
now.
return, they're like,
year of return,
like, look, I'm telling you, all the niggas coming back.
Yeah, the year of return was actually last year.
But every
Officially.
December,
December,
people go to Ghana.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Pay
it's one of the
homage.
hottest places to be in December.
Yeah.
Bro, we ought to put
In the
together
world.
something
Yeah.
and just have a gang of us just show up.
That's a fact.
man.
That's the wave.
Let's get
let's
right
make it
down
happen.
to it, man. We'll get into all that later on, man. Tell us about the cheat code, first of all. Put us up on game.
Man, so cheat code, man, cheat code is so much. It's our brand, it's our company, it's our community. Shout out to all the cheaters out there.
shout out
Cheat
to
code
cheaters.
algo is a software we developed that helps users know when to get in and out of stocks, crypto, forex, anything with a chart on it helps you know when to buy and when to sell. Because a lot of times people don't know when to get in and out of a trade. So that's a software we developed called the cheat code algo. The cheat code community is a community of 16,000 traders and investors. We call them cheaters, you know what I mean? People who are looking to learn how to beat the market, you know what I mean? How to get the information with a community of like-minded people to support and help along the way. So
you saying y'all created an algorithm, right? That lets people know when to buy stocks, when to sell stocks, when to hold them.
Best times to do all three. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy.
So the main thing about it though is this, right? A lot of people look at it and they'll think it's like a magic pill, right? There is no magic pill to the market. You know, that's the bottom line fact of the matter. But there are ways to give yourself an advantage. When you look at hedge funds out there, they got billions and trillions of dollars that they're getting out the market. They spend millions of dollars on tools to help them to stay a step ahead of you and everybody else in the market. So we developed a similar type of tool for the average person to be able to get them an advantage, right? But you still gotta learn. You know, it's not something you could just pop in and be like, oh, buy, sell, buy, sell. You gotta learn, you know what I mean? You gotta put in the work.
How did y'all form this partnership?
Man, crazy. I actually met this dude when I was still in my 9-to-5, no longer working my 9-to-5. You know?
Never thought I'd see the day neither. I never thought I'd see the day.
Definitely, man. We've been in a few business ventures together. We were making, you know, a ton of money, and I still wasn't quitting my 9-to-5. But Chico was the one that freed me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Chico. Now,
You were making a ton of money and still wouldn't quit your job. A ton of money.
Listen, man, we pull off. We had a
home
improvement. Home improvement, but we also did commercial projects, water damage restoration, stuff like that. I mean, we get like a $10,000 check in a day. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, what do you know, why are you still working? If we focus full time on this, you can clock that every single day. And you still wouldn't quit. You still wouldn't quit.
It's just something about the 9-to-5, man. You know, it's like a mental blockade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, comfortable. It gets you comfortable. you know, you're scared to lose your benefits, this and that, and like all this.
Fuck them benefits.
Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But for the longest time, you know, we even traveled. We went on a trip, like, you know, to Miami. It was like, yo, let's continue the trip to, like, you know what I'm saying?
And I found that whole trip with stock money. I flipped money in the stocks. I made like good 30,000 on the trade. I was like, man, let's go blow this shit. We just went to Miami. Just tweaked out.
You got to do that sometime, man. You work hard, you play hard.
Exactly.
You got to blow some money sometime, man. That's what keeps the hustler spirit alive.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a fact, man.
Yeah, so I met him through a different business venture, and then we got together. He was one of my other friends actually brought him on because he's been known for, you know, being operationally, you know, business acumen type of thing, being able to put systems together and whatnot.
Hold on one second. You known for that?
Yeah, in my
like,
local
niche.
community, you know what I'm saying? So basically, like, people, I never had a 9-to-5. I got locked up 18 to 21.
Man. I ain't even gonna listen to that last part. I'm just gonna stick to the fact that you said you ain't never had a job before. I can respect that.
I've had little hustles and stuff like that. Like, I came on 21. I couldn't really get a real good job that could cover what I needed. You know, I had a son on the way a year after I came home. I was in construction at one point, and it just wasn't working. So I started trading from the porta potties. I was like, you know what, once I started making more money from the porta potty than I did on the job site, I was gone. And I rolled up out of there as soon as I could. And so at 21, I just went full-time into trading entrepreneurship. I'm 31 now, so it's been 10 years. So all my friends and people around in the circles, you know, in the community, they know me for like always doing some business, some hustle, doing something. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So that's how we met, man. And, you know, Quay, I mean, if you've been around him, you're gonna hear something about the financial markets, you know what I'm saying? It's what we eat, breathe, sleep. Like 3 a.m. we up talking about, you know, this business is starting this, their management team, they just brought on this new CEO, et cetera, et cetera. So he just started talking, man, I'm somebody that's a sponge for information, you know what I'm saying? I went to school, always been math and science, very, you know, open-minded. So I'd listen to him and we have these conversations, man. He'd be like, man, he was talking about the stock market crashing. Like, he was like, yo, there's all these financial indicators, all these economic indicators that the stock market is gonna crash soon. And this was before COVID, mind you. This was probably 6 months before COVID. And he was talking about it, I'm like, man, like, you know, like, I'm listening, I'm looking, I'm doing my research, I'm like, man, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the market is looking overextended, and lo and behold, someone had ended up putting like $100 million bet against the stock market at the time. And he was like, yo, look, you know, these institutional guys, they know something that, you know, us average people do not know. So I was like, man, we're paying attention to it, and lo and behold, COVID came, and the stock market crashed like crazy, right? It's like 20%, some crazy. Correction that they had in the market. And the person that put the $100 million bet against the market was able to make like literally billions of dollars.
Crazy money,
like billions. Like, so I was like, man, like, yo, this stuff, like, you know this stuff like the back of your hand. More of us need to be like, you know, informed about this. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to, like, I'm like, yo, we need to, I literally forced this man.
I don't like a lot of talking, like, to people, you know what I mean? Like, I talk about, like, local group.
He's an introvert.
But I don't like a whole lot of, so he was like, man, he's a super extrovert, always talking to people. So he was like, man, he made his group, a DM group, like 16
Instagram
people.
DM,
He was like, oh, you gonna teach these people and stuff. So I just, you know, naturally just went in, we hosted little Zoom calls and stuff like that. And so for the longest time, we didn't even do it. It wasn't even a business, it was just doing it just because we want to get the information out there. So it got to the point where 10 months later, we had like, you know, went from 16 people to like 2,000, 3,000. And they were like, yo, we got to pay you because like we just been giving up so much for free all this time, like just hours and hours and hours
like
on
12,
calls.
16 hours a day type of thing on calls with different
Chico
people.
was
like,
born.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
that's how it all came about, man. It's crazy.
Hey man, hats off to you brothers for even have, you know, the knowledge to even put something like this shit together. Like, that's really thinking outside the box.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you
for sure.
Just making that information available. Because shit, that's the real wealth.
That's the first
there.
step. Yeah.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I tell people, like, you know, we talk about generational wealth, right? But generational wealth is not always money. It's not always buildings. It's really information.
Information. Conversation rule the nation.
Exactly. Like when you pass down that information, you can give a kid $1 million, and if you don't have the information, you're gonna blow it.
I'd rather know how to make it.
People win the lottery all the time.
People win the lottery all the time. Information, like the knowledge to go get it. That's how you keep
That's the
getting
real bag.
it.
Yeah.
Because if you can get one, you can definitely
get two. The same. You can. Right.
That's exactly what's important.
Bro,
Exactly.
When he just said a word, I can't count how many times, man. Like, I done got the bag, blown the bag, went back to zero, and had to start. I went from I told the story too when we in the crypto market in 2017. Crypto went crazy. You know, a lot of people weren't even hip to crypto at that time. Right now, everybody talk about crypto.
Yeah.
But at that time, man, I went from like $5,000 to $250K in like 4 months trading crypto. Right. One day the market crashed overnight.
Yeah.
And I was over leveraged, lost 220 grand in a single night, and I was devastated. I was like, yo, you know, even though I had 30 grand left, I'm like, I'm used to the 250. I'm like, damn, I'm down to 30.
Yeah.
And then from there, started to lose it all.
Crazy.
I had to go back, and a lot of my real estate money was tied in there. A lot of things I was doing at the time. I had to go back to, I went all the way back to collecting scooters on the side of the road. A lot of people don't, you know, you can get scooters and charge them up. Bro, I go pick up scooters in the van and go all the way back to that.
Yeah.
You know, until I got a little bit enough to flip that into something and flip that back into the stock market. Because I had that skill set,
Yeah.
it could rebuild. So it's all about the information. Once you got it, it never leaves you. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, what's the question, Kat?
Okay, wait. Elon Musk just sold about $1 billion worth of Tesla stock. But then he also bought back Tesla stock for like $6 or some shit like that.
Yeah, options.
Talk about that, yeah, with the options.
He was cleaning up. He was cleaning up some bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was letting it go. He would let it go so he can buy it back cheaper.
Yeah, talk about
So, I mean, so pretty much you got, you know, a lot of these corporate executives, they have options, right? They get paid in options, things like that. Elon Musk, his compensation plan is tied to performance of the stock and things of that nature, right? So what we've actually seen in the market right now is actually a record level of selling by corporate CEOs, right? They're selling shares at a record level right now because, like I said, they always a step ahead, right? The market has had a tremendous run over this time. At some point, you got to cash out. So what's happening is a lot of these CEOs are taking their chips off the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In preparation for
let
who
it do
knows
what it
what.
do.
Right.
You got the Federal Reserve right now that's about to kick up interest rates at some point, right? Because inflation's run rampant since COVID. Interest rates been low. Everybody money flowing freely, et cetera, et cetera. They're about to turn that spigot off at some point, right? Or slow it down. So that's not always going to bode so well for some corporate stocks. So a lot of times what you're seeing is these guys are selling off shares and things like that to lock in those profits. And,
Exactly.
The whole thing with cash is a position type of thing. Yeah. Just sitting on the sidelines. Yeah.
Man, it's just been so interesting that, you know, COVID did happen. Now we got to see, like, guys like y'all just come out and really have the platform where people like, hey man, shit's so bad, we listening. Just give us the game. We don't know what the market about. Tell me something, young man. And then it's like you see a lot of young black men coming out like Aristotle, and then you see like Derek Grace, and you know,
shout
like
out to all of them.
Tony the Closer, all the people who are in the finance industry and they're coming out with this information that we exactly. Like shout out to Ernie Leisure and Wall Street Trapper and all of them. It's like the information is becoming more available than I've seen it in my room. You know what I'm saying? And it's from the younger generation, like black men, young, mid-30s, and things of that nature. So it's like, it makes me always wonder what we could have been if somebody would have came and kicked a piece of that knowledge.
Hey, listen, you ever heard them say back in the day, they say, you know, you ever want to keep something from a black man, put it in the book? Right. That's no longer the case anymore, right? Like this generation, you know, even the generation before, I'm a firm believer that, you know, given the opportunity and the resources, right, we go get it, right? Because we've always been hustlers. Like if you go back at any point in time during Black history, we've always been hustlers.
Yeah, but see, now that's turned into caveman talk, bro. Like the way that the world is moving right now, we're gonna have to
light years.
Everything we ever been taught about some money was wrong at this point. And now that we finally touched a little bit, we gotta change the cryptocurrency. Man, we gotta relearn money all over again. I can't imagine my grandma in the grocery store. But now, baby, they won't accept this Bitcoin. They got to pay cash for them onions.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy, man. The way education is going is it's just a different vibe now. Like, and we're not learning through like even like books as much anymore. It's social media. It's know,
YouTube.
conversation. It's YouTube.
You got
podcasts. It's oratory. And you know, as black people, if you go back way back to our ancestors, that's how we learn. That's the best way that we learn. Right. Coming back from Africa, it's like, you know, we tell stories by firesides. Like a lot of information is passed through generations through stories, right? Which is sound and, you know, sound manipulation and things like that. So, I mean, today is just, the information is out there, it's accessible.
You just said something, bro.
Social media.
Because podcasting is like the new fireside chat. Really,
exactly.
You said, you know, around the bonfires and stuff like that, talking and passing stories down from generation to generation. you know, this is really that new
Now
platform.
this is
So,
the story.
that's a
It's like,
fact.
okay, now if the information and the story we're gonna pass on to the next generation is financial literacy.
Let
is
me
being
ask you
better.
this:
Yeah.
like coming from Ghana, what are
Right.
some of the things you learned about money coming from a whole nother country, then coming here and then like having to relearn this system?
Right.
What
so
are
I
some
would
of the
say-
things that you came up with that stuck with you from
So
your background?
I would say one of the number one things. So coming back home, just to give you a little background, my mom was, you know, the head of we had like a little convenience store back home that was like our family house. Like we owned that store, and my mom would go out to get stuff, and I'd be like the one in front of the store. At like 6 years old, I was already doing transactions with grown men, and people couldn't cheat me just because of the background that we come from.
Because they ain't had a chico.
Yeah, they ain't had yeah, but nah, it's crazy. It was just I was always business minded. You know, it was not an option. Being business minded was a survival. You know, like a survival sense, like a second nature that you had to either you adapt or you really don't make it. You know what I mean?
Either get ate.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a jungle mentality. But from there to now, differences that I would say from there is just the fact that there's no such thing as credit. Other people's money, OPM, doesn't exist back home. If you have to pay for rent, you pay the full 12 months up front. If you have to buy a car like a Range Rover, you buy the entire thing up front. But if you come here, there's the opportunity of using other people's money to be able to finance different projects to a certain scale, which is crazy. And people don't even take advantage of it. Like, you know, we sit down and say, like when we have these conversations, just comparing back home to here, it's just like coming from back home, like knowing the fact that I didn't have the opportunity, like, you know, certain features that you guys have here, it's just like, I see just opportunity, you know, just straight up. I'm just like, the sky's the limit. There's no limits. There's no reason why I can't be Elon Musk. He's a human being just as much as we're human beings. You know what I mean? So it's just, there's just no cap to, like, you know, just how high we can go and how, you know, it's just other people's money, man.
I hope you heard that.
Yeah.
I hope you heard that.
Yeah, man.
People sitting around right now waiting on some opportunities.
Yeah.
Man. Get off your ass if you want to be rich, man.
That's
Let
a
them know
fact.
where they can tune into your program, subscribe to your program, get in that group message, all of that. How can they be a part of the cheat code, man? We got some 85%ers who I know about that paper, and they want to get down with the cheaters, man.
Yeah, for sure. So our Instagram is cheatcode.tv. Chico, CHEATCODE.tv. You could also check out our website, cheatcode.us. And then my personal Instagram is The Real Jehu, The Real Jehu. And then you got Quay.
Yeah, mine is Quay.trades, KWAY.trades. Do not send nobody that look like me or none of that shit, no Bitcoin and none of that DM stuff.
Yeah, it got a lot of fake profiles.
Do it.
This man about his business. He ain't about all that.
I'm not gonna DM you for no money. So they got a lot of fake pages. I don't know why Instagram don't do something about that stuff, but
I don't know either.
That's
Because
a
if you
fact.
call somebody a bitch, you was in trouble. Ain't that crazy?
Exactly. It's crazy.
crazy.
you can report these people all day long and they'll never get rid of them.
Nah, we gotta get.
Then they'll flag your shit for reporting everybody.
Crazy.
That's
It's crazy. Nah, but yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having us, man. Definitely.
Hey, man, it's your first time over here, but it definitely won't be the last, man. I wish you brothers much success with the cheat code. And
For sure.
I'm going to definitely hit you and see what I can invest in and when to buy and when to sell, because that's just too good of an opportunity to pass.
Yeah. Each one teach one is our motto. Yeah, we all about that. So definitely.
And one thing we always got, you know, along that same line of thinking, man, anytime we teach something to somebody or we encourage anybody who does have something valuable to share with somebody, teach the next man, you know, even if it's your niece, your nephew, cousin, brother, whatever it may be, because that's the only way we get about the situation of, you know, the economic situation we in as a community, as a culture, you know what I mean? So,
For sure.
No, I'm going to get us out of there.
yeah, let's go.
I'm about to be the black Elon Musk.
Let's
man.
go.
When I get my paper, everybody straight. The whole community. Everybody don't fuck with you getting paid last, but I'm letting you know.
I'm telling you.
We need a hero out here. Y'all need something to believe in.
It's a fact, man. I keep telling people, you know, it's like, if you ever imagine Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos working together, that's what we got going on right now. And people just don't know, but they'll know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'll know.
Right, goddamn it.
Man.
Well, look, like I said, much love and success to you brothers. Don't let this be the last time y'all stop
For
through
sure.
here.
For sure.
Y'all came through and dropped the cheat code on me. The black market's still open, man. Let's take a picture right quick, man, so they'll know. Put this one in the history books.
Yeah.